Welcome to beautiful Bali, the island of the gods, host to some magnificent sea temples. This Indonesian jewel is surrounded by coral reefs and tropical beaches, and of course the friendly Balinese people. It's breathtaking and exotic. Its natural beauty and vivid colours are striking. Hello, I'm Paul Hand, and greetings badminton fans to the Bali International Convention Centre Western Resort, playing host to the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals, the pinnacle of the badminton season, pitting the world's very best against themselves. And here we are at the World Tour map with the following events counted for World Tour qualification all over the world: the Swiss Open, or All England Open, Orleans Masters. But here we are at Southeast Asia, in Indonesia, these 3-week Bali Badminton Festival, which was mandatory for the players to compete in to contest the end of year finale, the Indonesia Masters, the Indonesia Open. Well, the top 8 qualifiers in all 5 events competing for that. The HSBC BWF World Tour Finals plaque being brought out by a couple of Thai players. Supak Jomko. That's what they're gunning for, and of course the generous chunk of that total prize fund of $1.5 million. Here's Thursday's order of play on show court 2. We're getting underway with a Thai-Singaporean top 20 women's singles from Group B. This is a result of a repeat of the Hilo Open title decider 3 weeks ago. Ongbamrungphan won comfortably in straight games, but Jia Min told me she was a little bit subpar. Will she be full strength today, and can she turn the tables on Busanan? Then we've a men's singles. Yeo Jia hopes to continuing winning ways against Toma Popov Jr. Seeks a 4th straight victory there. A women's doubles repeat of the Indonesia Open first round between Bulgarian Stoiva sisters and the Indians Ponapa and Reddy. Last week the sisters won in a 54-minute tight 2-game affair. Can they repeat? Then resurgent former men's singles world #1 Indian Kidambi Srikanth is vying for a first win, having twice lost to Thai tantalizer and rapid riser Viditsarn. To round out the morning session, last week's mixed doubles semi-finalists, rampant Danes up to number 14 on the rankings, Matthias Christiansen and Alexander Boyo seek a second win of the season over Rio bronze medalists Chan and Go. Following that, our second 5 matches on court 2. We've 3 more doubles, a couple of juicy men's singles for you, with both Axelsen and Momota headlining the action. Let's hope that Kento and Gemka are fit overnight, having to retire last night in their matches. It's one of those very special weeks, the climax of the World Tour. We've got it all going on here in Bali. So plenty for you on our generous order of play on Thursday. That's the second session's order of play. We'll be turning our attention though to the players in Group B women's singles. It's Yeo Jia Min of Singapore, the world number 17, up first, who takes on Busanan Ongbamrungphan, the Thai, just 5 spots above her on the world rankings. And of course, all heading down to see which 2 players can qualify for the semi-final stages. It's Ongbamrungphan who takes on Yeo Jia Min. Following that, we've got Yeo Jia against Popov Jr. Players are just being introduced on the adjacent court, court 1. Naomi Matsuyama and Chiharu Shida, twice doubles champions in Bali, are up against the English pairing. And following that, our players will walk out. Here they come. Busanan Ongbamrungphan, 25 years of age, has been 3 spots higher on the world rankings, at 11 in the world, but she's playing here off a ranking of 14. Nice little wave from her. She's in good spirits. She qualified in 4th place on the World Tour rankings with an Orleans Masters title win, beating today's opponent. Actually, then she beat Kristoffersen of Denmark. What am I saying? She also won the Hilo Open Super 500 champion, where she beat this young lady, lovely young lady from Singapore, Yeo Jia Min, just 3 years her junior. So what will happen today? Well, Yeo Jia Min will be feeling far better. She was struck down with a virus just before the final in Germany, she was telling me, and that was a little unfortunate. Felt really subpar, but hopefully back to full energy, and well, we await both players hopefully bring their A game simultaneously. This, of course, day 2 of the group stage matches unfolding. We've got one more day of group stage action tomorrow, and then following that, it'll be semi-final Saturday. Met twice before and shared previous meetings, these two.
You want the toss? So, this side.
So, Yeo Jia Min of Singapore won the toss, elected to serve, and Busanan Ongbamrungphan wants to stay put. She wants this near end. So, she'll be hoping for an exact cut and paste for what happened last time in Germany, just a matter of weeks ago. Will Busanan, as I say, 25 years of age, from the Thai capital. Jumped up a couple of spots this week, actually, to 12 on the rankings, and has been just one spot higher. That was back in April 2017. She was 11 in the world. She's won 26 matches, lost only 10 this season. It's been a good season for the Thai, and well, yesterday going down a little hard in game 2 to a very, very good performance from An Se-young of Korea. No shame in that. She was playing really good. We brought you that one on 2 yesterday. 3 years younger as Yeo Jia Min, 1.63 meters off of her career high ranking of 17 in the world, just 5 spots below her opponent today. She qualified with her high-low open final showing in Germany, did Yeo Jia Min, for the World Tour finals. And that was yesterday's result, losing 11 and 14 in just over half an hour to Akane Yamaguchi, who she's met quite a few times of late, actually. But Akane, so tricky, the former world number 1, of course, from Japan. Wayana, our familiar deep-voiced umpire. And Mansour Sadat Jachin from Iran as the service judge just opposite. Well, Yeo Jia Min made quarterfinals of the TOTAL BWF World Championships in 2019. That was her sort of career-defining moment, really. She won the Hyderabad Open of the same year, beat Akane Yamaguchi, incidentally, in that one. He also had 5 quarterfinals that season as well. 5'5" tall. Here's Yeo Jia Min. But expectation, I guess, marginally on Busanan Ongbamrungphan to again come through as she did in Germany. There's her coach at the back of the court. Busanan had a French Open quarterfinal showing, a round of 16 in the Victor Denmark Open, in the Indonesia Open. She beat Kozetskaya of Russia.
Yeo Jia Min, Singapore. And on my left,
but lost out to Takahashi.
Thailand. Yeo Jia Min to serve. Love. Play. Service over. 1 love.
Well, how will they bounce back after losses yesterday? Busanan to An Se-young and Yeo Jia Min to Akane Yamaguchi. Of course, these players get used to losing. You know, there's only one winner in every tournament. It's part of the course, isn't it? It's how you deal with it and how you respond. Are you challenged or threatened? rampant start from the Thai athlete, desperate to make amends over yesterday's loss. She's come out firing on all cylinders here. Wants a repeat of what happened in Germany 3 weeks or so ago in Saarbrücken, where she won 10 and 14 against Yeo. That's better. Yeo Jia Min on the board. But I have to share with you, as you saw on the graphic earlier, as they were spinning the coin toss back in April 2019, was when Yeo Jia Min had a win at the Badminton Asia Championships of that year. Coming through 21-15, 21-13, quite emphatically against Busanan back then. So both previous head-to-head matches are quite relevant, really, because they're not that long ago. They're all within, both of them within the last couple of years. So it does have quite a significant bearing. Lovely tight shot there from Busanan. Dropped like a stone, didn't it? Deadly accurate. Yeo Jia Min yet to settle. The eyes wandering a little. Oh, that's a beauty. Really good defense deep in the backhand from Ongbamrungphan. Gorgeous, simply stunning and deceptive as well. Now, what's up with Yeo Jia Min? She just looks a little bit sort of, I don't know, just behind the pace a little somewhat. I think there's a little bit of taping on her knee that's wriggled loose, and that was unsettling her, perhaps flapping around as she was moving. Good leave from Busanan. Little flutter of applause from her coach at the back of the court. Just needs to let her be and get on with things, stay in the flow. Everything's going great for her at the moment. She can do no wrong.
Service over. 2, 10.
It's stunning, isn't it? Working her opponent from Singapore to all 4 corners. And she's just been totally orchestrating affairs out here, hasn't she? Busanan Ongbamrungphan, take a bow for those opening 13 points, only conceding 2 of them, 11-2 for the 25-year-old Thai, who's on a mission today.
อลูกข้างหลังเราดีเงี้ยลูกพื้นที่หน้ามันเปิดใช่ป่ะเราก็เล่นหน้าได้ละเอียดไว้แล้วครับ Got you 20 seconds Got you 20 seconds
Well, she's obviously struggling with a little bit of knee pain, isn't she, Yeo Jia Min? Because that wasn't applied to a sort of graze or anything. That's just general sort of knee issues. So it was such a slow start, said respectfully as well, because I'm a big fan of these athletes coming out here, putting themselves on the line day after day. It's such a physical program, this, isn't it, with so many matches back to back. But she's got concern in those eyes, you can see it. She's not entirely settled out here, just checking, doing a couple of squats, a couple of lunges, but she's obviously got some physical hampering. Busanan, on the other hand, looks fine, strong, well, moving great. So can she make amends, Yeo Jia Min, who looks rather fragile at the moment? 9 points adrift. That's super from Busanan, who's set a really high bar here in Bali. That's just spilt long over the back line. That's about the first unforced error we've seen from Ongbamrungphan. But it's ginger movement, very timid from Yeo Jia Min at the moment. She looks sort of otherwise occupied, doesn't she? Can she get to that free-flowing state when you've got an injury? It's never easy. Yeah, there was a grimace after that, wasn't there? She's unable to hold the lunge off that right leg, Yeo Jia Min, and it buckled afterwards. And I have an injury policy that if the pain score is above a 7 out of 10, then walk off the court. But at the moment, if it's sort of around a 5, then dismiss it and get on with it. There's nothing you can do. Suck it up, Buttercup. Easy from here, though, isn't it? Sounds a bit merciless, but that's kind of how it's got to be. At the moment, it seems that Yeo Jia Min is kind of just going through the motions, but she's being bettered by a super performance from Ongbamrungphan, who's leaving nothing to chance. She's moving the shuttle really well to all 4 corners, playing some super tight badminton. Just wide as well, and the scoreboard keeps on trickling for the tie. Not so for Yeo Jia Min, who's right up against it. And welcome along, viewers. You're in the company of Paul Hand. If you normally associate Indonesia with deafening support and drifty stadiums, this is quite the opposite. Relatively slow playing conditions and very, very quiet. Of course, COVID protocol, no fans allowed in. Just workers and the odd dignitary. We're told the president might be coming today. We've all had to get that extra layer of PCR testing the night before. That was happening regularly anyway, but there's guards everywhere and we've had to get more security stickers to come in.
Service over. 18.
Such a fine line these athletes tread, isn't it, between a physically grueling program and then allowing and enabling the body to recover enough to give yourself whatever chance you can in match play. So easy to overcook it. We saw issues with Gemka, Momota yesterday as well, didn't we? Having to retire. Well, they play each other today.
19-4.
Well, this one really isn't living up to its billing right now, sadly. It was due to be a really, really tight match if they're both at the peak of their powers, with just 5 world ranking spots between them.
Service over. 5-19.
Good length there from Yeo Jia Min. Yeah, that's where she can't hold the position. Just buckling a little in that particular sequence of movement. So, game points aplenty for Ongbamrungphan.
Service over. 6.
Now, if nothing else, Yeo Jia Min needs to post a little reminder in the mind of the Thai if she can and grab a few points at the back end of this opening game. Just to put a little doubt back in the mind of her opponent. That's gone as well.
7-20.
Strong power to weight body ratio, Busanan. Strong in the legs and core. That's the one the Singaporean doesn't like, isn't it? Short to the forehand side. Or short to either side, seemingly. That's a wonderful finish, though. Busanan Ongbamrungphan in a lopsided contest so far, taking the opener well inside 15 minutes. 21 points to 7. Ongbamrungphan on top here in this second stage Group B match.
Got to 20 seconds. Got to 20 seconds.
So, are we going to see a significant sea change here? Well, I doubt it. But you never know. Yeo Jia Min with her light, lithe frame. Just pacing around to feel out the leg. It's a big tournament loaded with points and prizes, and if you can, you want to push to the max. But of course, you don't want any long-term damage. Here we go then, start of game 2. Busanan Ongbamrungphan halfway home this women's singles.
Service over. 1 love.
Super tight cross net shot there from Yeo Jia Min, who will have enjoyed that one. Great technique and disguise. 10 out of 10. Now, will that get her going?
Love.
Roles reversed momentarily from the opening game start. It was all the tie, wasn't it? Went to a 4-love lead.
Service over. 1, 3.
Yes, a lucky little nibble off the net, favouring the tie there. As she breaks back into the front in game 2, having been love 3 down when you thought there might be a slight change of complexion. Normal service resumes, seemingly. That's a good leave from the Singaporean, whose appetite seems to have increased early stages of game 2. Nicely done. Great disguise. Lovely little half smash. Just wants to step off stage and towel down briefly. This was a well-engineered point, wasn't it? Good, deep into the backhand corner there, opening the court up nicely, and then following up excellently. Really starting to blossom since the European Tour final in Germany in the High-Low Open. Really starting to come of age is this young lady in red. Fitness allowing, of course, but she's got her work cut out today because Busanan is making it a very physical contest. So the scoreboard symmetry no longer. But it's more encouraging for Singaporean fans, isn't it? Much more competitive. No, unable quite to keep up that high level of attack from earlier in the point. She yields an error, but more encouraging for Yeo Jia Min. Yeah, she's not the kind of player you want to play when you're feeling a little bit off colour, is she? Busanan Ongbamrungphan, she'll make you run all day. Great athlete herself. Look how she closes down the net here, just in case the shuttle comes over. Oh, that's an absolute beauty. Such precision.
9-5.
Gorgeous badminton. Super deception as well. Look at that. This one here. Wow. Moment of magic from the Thai tantalizer. Look at that.
Play.
Held together with tape today herself. Arms and legs. All bound up. But not the performance. She's got that exactly right. It's just too good right now.
10,
Excellent
5.
net play from Ongbamrungphan. And she's giving more headaches to Yeo Jia Min, who's trying her heart out on a day where she's slightly impeded with her knees.
Service over. 6, 10.
Good hustle from Jia Min here. Yeah, backing herself. A little hesitant, but in the end just letting go. That was a good call, judgment-wise. Too greedy. Overcut it.
7, 10.
Once the shuttle changed, little reluctance from Yeo Jia Min there to walk towards the dispenser. She was quite happy. Reducing arrears nicely. There's Yeo Jia Min here. A hat-trick of consecutive points for the lady in red. But in the end, it's Busanan Ongbamrungphan who was fist-pumping vigorously there. Job done. Got to the halfway mark pretty well. 11-8 she leads at the mid-game interval, Busanan Ongbamrungphan. Really solid display from the Thai so far.
Got to 20 seconds. Got to 20 seconds. Watch. Anytime they watch that. Back up.
So much to play for. Almost 2,000 world ranking points between coming 4th and 3rd in the group. And of course, with such a loaded group, that's you know, that's a big thing. You've got Yamaguchi in there and Se-young as well. So that's a realistic proposition, isn't it, for these two at their stages in their respective careers where they're ranked. Yep. Oh, no way. That is incredible. That was quite remarkable. Busanan just stuck her racket out and happened to get lucky. Take a look at this. Wonderful net shot from Yeo Jia Min. That was popped up far too high, but then the rotational and a little bit of luck as well. Perhaps it's just written in the stars today that the tie is due to come through this. Look at this. Super point. Yeo Jia Min can barely believe it. Where did that come from? The difference in the group as well between third and fourth place is $7,500 US at this end of year finale. So this is a huge match in all ways, shapes and form. Points, prize money, adulation, spotlight, media frenzy. It's all happening here in Bali. And it is a very tough group they're in. As is Group A, exactly the same, what with Chochawong and PV Sindhu, Yvonne Lee, Christopherson. Now, we've got the challenge from the tie. Incorrect challenge, it was right on the back of the line, but you can see why she did pull the trigger.
Service over, 9-12. Play.
Beg your pardon, it was Yeo Jia Min who correctly challenged. Well done.
Service over, 13-9.
Oh, it's only just missed.
14-9.
She still looks very pensive, doesn't she, and sort of semi-occupied with how her knee is feeling. But we need a surge from Yeo Jia Min right now if she's to... Oh, hang on. Yeah, you could see it in her eyes, couldn't you? She's pulled the ripcord, I think, or have we just got the doctor on? Yeo Jia Min is struggling, evidently, pacing around. And that will be pain to him, his charge. Well, that's it. Yeah, it's game over, I'm afraid, folks. Busanan Ongbamrungphan coming through.
Yeo Jia Min retire. Match won by Busanan Ongbamrungphan.
7 and 15-9.
15-9.
After exactly half an hour, Yeo Jia Min decides she cannot continue, and it's all smiles for Busanan Ongbamrungphan, who will be delighted to have come through that, what we anticipated to be a really tight affair. But Yeo Jia Min obviously a little bit under par today, her knee troubling her, and in the end just deciding that she'd had enough. She couldn't really give her best effort, seemingly, so she's called it a day there at 15-9 down in the second game after 31 minutes of action out here on court 1. Well, that's a shame. No one likes to see a player injured. Let's wish her well in her recovery and hope she gets back to full strength pretty soon. So it's Busanan Ongbamrungphan who comes through our first match on show court 2 in the women's singles day 2 of Group B. So Ongbamrungphan has lost one to An Se-young and won one against Yeo Jia Min, who looks like she's going to come fourth in the group. Confirmation of the scoreline, 21-7, 15-9. Ongbamrungphan safely through to play another day. Well, don't go too far, folks, because we've got a men's singles up next. Lee Jia hopes to continue in winning ways against Thomas Popov Jr., who the Malaysian seeks a fourth straight victory. In this one, he leads 3-0 head-to-head in this Malaysian-Franco clash. See you shortly. Welcome back to beautiful Bali. This Western resort is very, very special. 5-star, absolutely stunning, with seafront views and a pool that then is a short stroll from the sea. It's been gorgeous here. Players enjoying their time. Ongbamrungphan is as well in the women's singles, just over